Hi, I'm Emily. I'm here with another video. Um, Sorry if I sound a little weird because I have a cold. Anyway, I have my top 10 favorite contemporary books with me right now, and I did not mean to choose 10. It kind of just happened that way, and these will not be in any particular order, but I will say if I think it's the best of the best. And yeah, so here it goes. Number one is The Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick. This is the only adult book in my contemporary pile, but even if you're like a die-hard young adult fan like me, I would still recommend picking up this book, which is nothing like the movie, by the way. It's about this guy named Pat who is recently released from a mental hospital and he has no idea why he was there. And sorry, you might hear my dog. And he thinks his life goal is to get back with his estranged wife Nikki, and he learns so much more about life and about who he is. And it's just his journey, but he you learn a lot from him too. It's just like a good feel good book. I would highly recommend. Okay, this is Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson, and this is a fantastic book. It's like a light read while also being like really deep. Um, Basically, it's about this girl named Amy whose mom decides to move across the country after Amy's father dies, and Amy's in charge of getting the car across country, but since her dad died in a car accident, she is terrified of driving. So her mom enlists the help of their old family friend Roger, and let's just say it's a hell of a road trip. This is such a fun book. It has like so many like cool quirks that most books don't. Like it has playlists, like little pictures from their trip, like that's a receipt they got. And Morgan Matson actually went to all these places, so it feels like really authentic. This is I highly recommend. Highly recommend. Alright. This was in my book haul. My name is Memory. I didn't take the sticker off yet, partially because I am proud of how little I paid for it. But basically, this is about this guy named Daniel who is reincarnated, as we all are in this story, but he remembers his past lives, which makes it really interesting. Every life, he falls in love with the same girl, and it's about this life when he falls in love with the same girl, this time named Lucy. It's cool because you get the present point of view while also going back to his past lives, and it's really awesome. I would highly recommend this too, but the only bad thing about it is that it's left with a cliffhanger, even though it's a standalone novel, because Amber Sher was gonna make a sequel, but she didn't get as much sales as she did for The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but I wish she made that sequel. Maybe if a lot of people start reading this book, she'll make the sequel, so read it. Okay, fourth, this is one of my favorite authors, and this is my favorite book by this author, and it's Sarah Dessen Just Listen. Oh my god, this is like, Sarah Dessen really like gets the teenage girl, and it's just like fun. Like, it's a fun novel while also being deep, and she really explores like the life of this person. Like, even though you're only getting a snapshot of what's her name again, Remy's life, you feel like you know her. You feel like she's your friend, and you feel like so connected to her. I also really like the plot of this one. Remy's mom has been divorced 5 times and she doesn't believe in love, but she meets this guy named, sorry, I'm really bad with names, Dexter, and she feels this connection that she's never felt with another guy, and it's just basically about Remy finding out what love is, and it's so good. My other favorite book by Sarah Dessen is Just Listen, and this deals with a sensitive subject about rape, but like it's done so well, and you could really believe this girl's story. Annabelle was just like at a party when her best friend's boyfriend rapes her. Her best friend thinks that he cheated on her with Annabelle, but she only blames Annabelle now, not her boyfriend. And it's about Annabelle like learning what true friendship is and finding true love. And it's so good. Okay, now on to probably the most obvious one on everyone's list. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This, if you don't know what it is, you've been hiding under a rock, but for those who have been hiding under a rock, it's about this girl named Hazel who has cancer, and she goes to this support group for it, and in the support group she meets this guy named Augustus, and it's just probably the best romance story I have ever read. I don't know if I can ever reread it. That's probably the only downfall because it's just so sad, but like this romance, man, it's so worth reading. I can't even. But the one thing I will say about like John Green is like he's a fantastic writer, and I have read Looking for Alaska and Paper Towns, and while I really liked both of them, this is the first one that really grabbed me. So if you're hesitant to read a John Green book, I would start out with this one because it will grab you right away. You'll fall in love with his writing style. He's fantastic. Like if you watch him on YouTube, he's a genius. Like I can't. Okay. This is probably the most fun book I have in this pile, and I love this romance. Like, God, this is one of my favorite couples in any book ever. So, it's The Designated Ugly Fat Girl by Cody Keplinger. And, it's basically about this girl named Bianca who one night is out with her friends, and this guy that's considered like the man whore of the school comes up to her and starts talking to her, and she'll have none of that because she's like, I'm not gonna talk to no man whore. And basically he's like, I have to talk to you because you're the designated ugly fat friend, and I want to get in with your hotter friends. And like Bianca is outraged, but later on in the story, like there's a lot going on in her home life, and she feels like she needs to escape. So she starts hooking up with Wesley Rush, and feelings emerge, and it's just a really funny, fun story. Like if you're looking for like a light read, this is for you. Like, go get it. Okay, this is probably like one of my oldest favorite contemporary books. Like, I love this book, maybe because it's not like the like most well written or like the most dynamic plot, but like it just like touches like someplace in my heart. And this is Audrey Waite by, who's this by? Robin Benaway. And if you're into music at all, like even if you're not that into music, I would totally recommend this book because like it explores the music world so well. Basically it's about this girl named Audrey who breaks up with her boyfriend, and that same night her boyfriend comes out with this song called Audrey Waite. And a year later it is a huge hit on all the radio stations, and it shoots up to #1, and it's her trying to deal with like this new stardom while also trying to find new love. And I kind of feel like this is what Delilah would feel like in Hey There Delilah, because when that song was big, that song was big. So yeah, definitely check this out. I love it. Sorry, this is my dog. Okay, next we have Jellicoe Road by Melina Marchetta, and this is the last book I finished, and oh my god, this was amazing. Like, I would probably say out of all these books, this one you should give a try first, because holy crap, this was like so good. Um, in the first, like, I'm gonna say the first 50 pages are kind of confusing because they go right into the action. There's like no setup for the plot or the setting, but once you figure out what's going on, you're like, whoa. This is about this girl named Taylor who got um, left by her mother, who was like a drug addict in a 7-Eleven, and then taken to the Jellicoe school, and her like trying to figure out like where her mother is and like what her family was like, and while also doing this thing called like the land wars or something like that. I can't exactly remember the exact phrase for it, but it's basically between the school, the people who live in town, in the Jellicoe town, and the cadets that visit this school every year for like a survival test. And she's just and while her story's going on, there's also another story about a group of friends who used to go to the Jellicoe school, and this is a fantastic book. Melina Marchetta is probably like one of the best authors I've ever read. Like, she just knows how to write a book. Like, honestly, like, sorry, my camera's acting weird. So yeah, I would definitely go check this out. All right. My last book, which should be no surprise, is Lola and the Boy Next Doors, but oh my god, Stephanie Perkins. I knew it was Stephanie Perkins. She first wrote Anna and the French Kiss, which you should definitely read before this. I didn't realize Anna and the French Kiss like came out before this, so I read this first, and like it wasn't confusing at all. But I would say read Anna and the French Kiss first because it does make more sense if you do. But I like this one better out of the two. It's just so cute and like nice and like awesome. I think this book really got me into contemporary. Like, this is the book that like started my contemporary love. Um, Basically it's about this girl named Lola, and every year she's afraid that her old old neighbors, the Bells, will come back because she had a falling out with Cricket Bell. And then one day they do come back, and it's about what happens with her relationship with Cricket, while she also has a boyfriend who's older than her, and her learning what love is. So yeah. So those are my top 10 favorite contemporaries. I hope you check them out because they're all amazing, and I think that they're all worth checking out. So yeah. Yeah. Bye. Hope you enjoyed this video.